What's going on YouTube? It's Josh, aka Sloshy Joshy, bringing you another YouTube video. This is the long-awaited wide receivers. I've done the quarterbacks. I've done the running backs. It's time to break into some sleepers at the wide receiver position. These are guys, not the obvious guys that are going to go off this year, but the guys that, are going to mid to late round that I think have a lot of potential that can crack into like the wide receiver 2, maybe even wide receiver 1 category towards the end of the fantasy year. So let's kick it off. These are my top 5 guys. Leave a like if you're excited. Subscribe to the channel. I try to post daily videos on fantasy football news in general, and let's get into it. Number 1 on the list. This is a guy I feel like a lot of people are like putting in the players to avoid. I'm on the opposite side. This is Odell Beckham Jr. for me. And I know it's kind of a hot take, but I think he was kind of coming into his own with the Browns last year towards the end of the season with his injury. Obviously, there's the injury-prone kind of red flag there, but these are risks, right? These are the top 5 no-brainers. These are top 5 sleepers. They're going to be risks. They're going to be gambles, but these are guys I think will pay off in the season. Odell Beckham Jr., he is on a run-heavy team as well, the Browns, but he's the most talented receiver on the team. Jarvis Landry's great, but Odell Beckham has the talent. And, I mean, we were talking about him as a top 5 wide receiver in the league like a short 2-3 years ago. So I think it's a great year this year. I think he becomes back into his sorry for stuttering. He comes back into his old form, becomes explosive again. I know last year they were doing like these crazy reverses with him and stuff. That's kind of his play style, kind of just get him into open field, let him run, man. Get him the ball on these like drags, quick slants, let him run because he's fast, he's agile, he makes people miss. So yeah, I think Odell Beckham is the number 1 sleeper wide receiver that a lot of people are sleeping on. I see him going in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, kind of that area. So if you can get him at wide receiver 3, then that's ecstatic. That's amazing, right? You got OBJ as your 3rd best wide receiver on your team. That dude has a wide receiver 1 potential, right? And we've seen it happen. So Odell Beckham Jr., my number 1 sleeper pick for fantasy football. Coming in at number 2 on the list. This is a rookie who got a lot of hate for 3 drops. I got roasted on Twitter for this. JaMarr Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. They said they had 3 drops. I say he had 1. 1 was very behind him. He had to almost turn all the way around like this, and it barely scraped his fingertips, which probably should have caught. Probably should have stopped playing at his feet and grabbed it and just got the yards. But, he's a rookie. He was running a drag at full speed. I could see why he dropped. Number 2. This one's a drop. He's coming in on another slant from the right side, and Landon Collins is about to meet him, and he doesn't even try to catch it. He's just like, nah, not doing that. Hopping to the side. Little business decision there, save the body, which preseason, you don't want anyone to get hurt in the preseason, so whatever. But that was a drop. And then the 3rd one, kind of same deal. He's doing a lot of slants, a lot of quick stuff, a lot of in routes. This was kind of more of an in route, though. And then Benjamin St-Juste of the Washington football team, he's grabbing it. He catches it to his body, kind of. St-Juste reaches around, knocks the ball out of his hand, which isn't a drop. It's a pass deflection. So 1 drop in my eyes. A lot of people are roasting him for it, saying, no, he's a top 5 generational talent, or top 5, what are they calling him? Yeah, the generational wide receiver, whatever. Top 5 pick, obviously. But I think he's going to have a great career, and I think it starts this year. I think he goes kind of like a Justin Jefferson year last year, kind of that kind of rookie year. Burrow and him already have the chemistry from LSU. Burrow's a great quarterback, obviously. They're going to be passing a lot. They're going to be down a lot, unfortunately. This is a very pass-heavy team, by the way. So I think JaMarr Chase is a very good pick. He is a little hyped right now. Not overhyped, but he's getting drafted probably 4th fish. God, I cannot talk right now. It's kind of late. My brain's a little fuzzy. 4th, 5th round. And I'm taking him there. I'm taking him there for sure. Great upside. You can get him a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And the ceiling is really there is no ceiling. He could be the best wide receiver in fantasy. We don't know. Dude could ball out this year. So not worried about the drops, not worried about anything. Joe Burrow's not even throwing it to him. It's their like second, third string guy, so whatever. But JaMarr Chase is my number 2. All right. Coming in at number 3, we have a guy who was a great rookie last year. Is on a very good offense with a very good quarterback. And I think that he will have a breakout year this year, and that is Chase Claypool of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben thrown to him. They connected on some beautiful balls last year. Deontay Johnson's kind of the number 1 receiver there right now. Definitely, I think he's kind of an obvious draft, so I didn't put him on the list. It was between him and Claypool. I was going to put both of them on the list. Juju kind of fallen on my boards. Not really interested in him. It's Deontay and Chase Claypool are kind of up here. And then Juju, I don't know if he's going to really be – he'll do his thing, but I think Claypool and Deontay are getting the targets for sure this year. Claypool's a big man, dude. Big dude, runs fast, great hands. So excited to watch him play this year. I think he's going to ball out. A lot of people forget, dude, the Steelers went 11-0 last year before losing a few games and kind of got knocked off track before the playoffs, and, you know, that happened. But they were on fire, man. They were clicking 11-0, dude. Still a great team. A lot of people are writing them off, I think. And I think Claypool's going to be a big offensive weapon for him this year. So I'm seeing him go, like 5th round later. So grab yourself a Claypool, man. If he falls to you that late, I'm telling you, he's going to be wide receiver 2, high wide receiver 2 upside, I think, this year. So Chase Claypool is my number 3. And coming in at number 4, we have a guy from Kansas City. And obviously you want people on the Chiefs, right? Who doesn't want a player on the Chiefs? Mecole Hardman is the name, is the guy I am speaking of. This guy is going very late in drafts, and it's very interesting to me because I think he's going to do very well this year. They lose Sammy Watkins, so that wide receiver 2 spot kind of needs to be filled, right? Mecole Hardman's there. Obviously, we know this is one of the most pass-heavy teams in the league, led by Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. So obviously they're going to feed those mouths pretty hard. But I do think Mecole Hardman as a bench wide receiver / wide receiver 3 is a good pick. And we could see him grow into that wide receiver 2 spot towards the end of the year. I think he is poised to have great numbers this year. Very fast, opposite side of Tyreek. They should spread the field out very well. And of course, it doesn't help if you have, or it doesn't hurt if you have Mahomes throwing the rock to you. So I'm seeing this guy go late, like probably 7th round or later, to be honest, even later than that. But yeah, Mecole Hardman, dude, I think it's a sneaky pick. I actually like him a lot. I'm taking him deep. Stock him on your bench, dude. See how he plays the first few weeks. If he's getting the ball a lot, man, plug him in, dude. Let him do his thing. Mecole Hardman's a big one for me. So number 4, Mecole Hardman. Right, and coming in at number 5, I've mentioned this dude a few times in my fantasy drafts. I kind of try to target him in the late rounds because he's kind of in the same boat Mecole Hardman is. They're going really late, and I like it. I like it. I pick them late, and I think it's great value for these late rounds. But that man is Russell Gage of the Atlanta Falcons, and kind of the same thing that happened to Mecole Hardman, right? Except this time, I think the target share is there more for Russell Gage. They bring in Kyle Pitts, but Calvin Ridley, you know, he's going to do his thing. He's beast. He was beast even when Julio was there. So he's going to get fed probably the most. We'll see how Kyle Pitts factors in the offense. I'm sure he's going to be a big piece. They wouldn't have drafted him so high if he wasn't. But Russell Gage will fit in nicely, I think, here. I think he will grow into that Calvin Ridley role, kind of. Maybe not as good. I'm not saying he's the next Calvin Ridley or anything, but I think he's going to get pretty good numbers for the rounds he's going in. I think his value is way higher than what he's being drafted at. So Julio Jones leaves. Obviously, Calvin Ridley moves to the wide receiver 1. Russell Gage comes into number 2, and I actually had this guy on one of my squads last year. I had a lot of injuries at wide receiver, so I took a chance on this guy. Pretty cool, man. Pretty good numbers. A few catches a week, touchdowns pretty heavily. Actually, Matt Ryan's throwing the ball. Regardless of what you think about Matt Ryan, he's pretty solid, and he's an above average quarterback in the NFL. So it's really going to depend on Pitt's target share. We know Calvin Ridley's going to go off and do his thing, so it's going to be Pitt's how heavily factored he is. If Russell Gage kind of emerges as that too, could be a big sleeper. I'm seeing this guy go 8th, 9th round, 10th round, or later than that. So if you can grab a Russell Gage, put him on your bench, kind of the same deal as McCall Hardman. Put him on the bench for a couple of weeks, see how he's factoring into the offense, and then bam, plug him in. If his numbers are nice, put him in the flex or wide receiver 3 spot, and let him do it, man. I think he's gonna have a good year. So that's it for my list. Let me know what you guys think of my top 5 sleeper wide receivers this year. Let me know if you disagree or agree with anything. And comment, like, subscribe. And I appreciate the feedback. And we'll see you on the next video. Tomorrow should be wide receivers to avoid. So subscribe to stay up to date with all my videos and to see that one. So peace. See you guys on the next one.